Hey guys, I'm Bianca, one half of Unadulterated You, and I'm coming to you with another video. Firstly, I want to thank everyone who's been so supportive and all you guys who've been tuning in, and I hope that you will go with us for the long haul. And we just appreciate all the encouragement and all the engagement that we're receiving. And so we're going to continue in this, and hopefully we can impact each other and continue to learn and grow. So today, I want to talk about adversity anniversaries. You know how we can have things to happen, like we can lose a game, say, or we can lose a marriage or a loved one or even a job. And those things are like embedded in our minds, almost to force us downhill. And when days come around like today, which would be my 9th year anniversary, a lot of times we can get discouraged and think about, oh, what it could have been. What if it had worked out, or just be so down on ourselves because we didn't succeed in a certain area in our lives, or our loved one, they're no longer with us. And these are sad situations. These are situations that are hard to conquer. I mean, I just can't imagine what everybody is dealing with. And I just can't imagine how hard it is to go through life without life as it was, without, being able to face the day like it was yesterday or a few months ago, and just trying to adjust to that. It's difficult. It is very difficult. So we continue to memorialize those adversities. And while we want to give honor to the things that we lost, because we're appreciative for those marriages, those loved ones, even the job, or maybe you lost a game, we're appreciative to be a part of that team. We're appreciative for the experiences and so much we gained in those times. We want to be able to, instead of being down on ourselves or feeling depressed about it, take our power back and use those things to advance us. Like, I would say just, who would ever think? Who would ever think that, oh, I thought we were good yesterday. Everything was fine, and today we're not. Who would think that? No one would think that. And you're allowed to mourn those situations. I mean, we're human and God gave us feelings, and so we should process those things and be able to use those things to help us in the long run. I just would encourage everyone that's dealing with a loss or dealing with, life adjusting. I encourage you to not focus on the bad things, but look at the good memories that came from it and just be appreciative for those things. And while it's not a walk in the park, just continue to strive towards using those situations or those experiences to better yourself and help others. Our life or our living doesn't only impact us. It directly impacts those around us, and from there, others as well. So it's kind of like a domino effect. And so if I'm down on myself, it will be so much easier for my children to take on that and be down on themselves. But today, we should choose that we're going to celebrate life and celebrate our being and celebrate the opportunities that we have with every new day, and thank God for those things, and not so much be stagnant. When something happens, or I lose a job, or I lose a marriage, and when my marriage is over, it shouldn't just stop me and cause me to halt. I should be able to, over time, gain my footing, process those feelings, and, do what you need to do to get back to a better place. But don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you. Because when we stop, we no longer progress. And we can't impact others, as God purposed for us to do. Sometimes, just to be honest, it's just God's plan. And it's not to break you. It's not to destroy you. It feels painful. It's upsetting, and Our plan, we had this plan about how things were going to work out, but our plan is not his plan. It's not the way we want it to go most times. But we should embrace, God's plan for our lives. And, I'm really nervous about this because I really don't like to do videos and I don't like to talk on camera or anything like that. But I think it's important to all of us to just take a step back and look at the situation and be grateful for what it was and use those situations. Look at the beauty in it. Look at all that you gained and look what you got from that situation, and know that life is a journey. This is a process of perfecting our faith and perfecting us as individuals, and allow God to do the work in us. This is important too, because if we're continuously trying to force our plans on him, then we continue to kick against the prick. We don't want to kick against the prick. Let's just open our arms and embrace God and his plan for our lives, and not to we can memorialize those situations, but not to use those things to, as an excuse to stop. No, we're not stopping. We're moving forward, and we're moving forward in his plan. It's very important, because when you stop, the world is going on around you, and you don't want your living to be in vain. It's important that you're living, you're doing it for, who are you living for? Ask yourself, what are you living for? And use those answers as reasons to go forward. We should have the attitude and, continue to remind ourselves that these adversities are not going to break us. We're not going to allow them to break us, but we're going to walk forward with our head held high and be proud of the strides that we're making towards living a better life. And, we have the power to control. Which way our lives go. So I think it's important to go ahead and, make up in your mind today that this should be the first anniversary of, a new way of thinking, a new way of being, a new way of living, determined to go forward with nothing holding us back. We compartmentalize and put those things in the place where they belong, and we will forever remember those times when everything was how we thought we wanted it to be. But today we're faced with a decision to go forward. Today we're faced with the know-how, even equipped to go forward. Where the Bible talks about that if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask and it will be given to him. So ask God to give us some wisdom on the situations, and ask him to lead you and guide you on which way he would have for you to go, so that, in everything you can be confident that you're on his path, and he's making our crooked path straight right now. Even as we speak, he's making our crooked path straight. And just to trust in him that he wouldn't keep any good thing from you. And we thank God for the opportunity to have been in the midst of those situations, to have been for him to have even allowed us to experience those things, the good things that came to an end, the loved ones that we've lost. Thank God for him placing them in our lives. And by no means do we discount the loss of anyone or the loss of any marriage. And, no, we don't. I don't encourage anyone to divorce or anyone to, put away their spouse, so to speak. But, things happen, life happens. And we have to be able to adjust and without, staying down. When something gets you down, you fall 7 times, get back up 8. Get back up 8. You can do it. I am living proof that it can be done. Am I sad sometimes? Of course. We wouldn't be human if we weren't sad. So he gives us feelings, but they have their place and they shouldn't govern our lives. So, take some time to adjust, take some time to feel that, and get up and walk in your purpose. Get up and walk forward. create new memories, create new, a new walk. You don't have to have your head held down. So finally, guys, today I just want to encourage you to, continue to strive towards better, and to, take out some time today if you need to journal it or write it down or whatever you do to, commit or make a new commitment. I would encourage you to say, okay, life is not what I've expected it to be. It's not even what I planned it to be. But today, I'm going to celebrate life in general. I'm going to celebrate what it was at that time. It served its purpose. And today, I'm going to choose to celebrate creating new memories and using those things to grow me, using those things to advance myself and others, gaining my inner strength, committing to myself that I'm going to allow myself to process those feelings and not feel bad about it, but I'm going to keep my head high, and I'm going to strive towards better, as I said before. And I just hope you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from, and I hope you guys, I hope the best for you guys. I hope that you guys will use this information to kind of help you to process some bad happenings, some bad things that's happened, to process those things, and not to discount the pain or effect that it had on you, but to choose not to let it govern your lives. And what I mean by govern is to keep you down or to stop you from going forward. Use those experiences to do better, to be better, be a better you. It's a painful process, but it's worth it. It really is. And there are going to be some days that you cry, and some days that you feel down and you're depressed. Those days are going to come. God didn't promise us that every day will be roses and sunshine, but he did promise that he would be with us until the end. And so even in the Bible, it talks about the end of a thing being better than the beginning of a thing. And so let's just hope in that in the end, it will all have been worth it. We're going to continue on, and we're going to strive towards a better life in him, and more strength in him, and just better love in him, allowing God's love to grow in us, allowing his plan to advance in our lives and embracing that for our lives. That's the commitment that we should make to ourselves. And so anyway, I hope you guys could kind of see where I was coming from with this. And I just don't want you guys to become stagnant. I've been in a place where, I was stagnant at one point because life didn't go the way I thought it should go. The marriage ended. Who even knew? Who knew that would happen? Nobody could have known that, but God knew. And so he's prepared me, and he's equipped me with the tools to go forward and to be a better Bianca. And so just ask God to do the same for you. And I just want to keep you guys in my prayer and keep you encouraged. In my prayers, and keep you guys encouraged as you strive towards greatness, strive towards processing those bad situations, the loss of so many things, loved ones, the loss of, as I spoke about earlier. I just want you guys to stay encouraged and continue to trust God. Until next time.